what I was always fascinated with those social media creators is that they would get to this place where they would have to apologize to their audience for wanting to monetize the thing. And so I observed that behavior and how that video would come out where it would say, hey, we're starting to take on sponsors, or we're starting to monetize the community, or we're starting to put out merch. And the comment section just ripped them apart. You said you'd never charge us money. You said you'd never monetize this thing. You said this would always be for free.
People are so entitled with that stuff.
Totally. And so when I started
channel just for the shits and giggles.
Like, what do you think this is for? Yeah. So I got to that place where I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to ever say that this is explicitly for free. I started a Patreon, but here was the issue is that I got to this place where I grew the channel to this place where I was explicitly trying to either get people to pay for a kind of like Patreon style support the creator style thing, or sponsorship deals and a little bit of affiliate income. The problem with affiliate income for chef stuff is that like this spatula is like $6.99. The affiliate income I get on that is not even close to if I was like to get this, like tech YouTubers who do affiliate style businesses and they're making like, $3,500 purchases, like that affiliate income is great. But it's like,
unless you can get 1 million people to buy a spatula.
Totally. And it's like, my audience is not that large. And so I was like, okay, I was getting to this place where you go off of the kind of like popular marketer, like passive income, like ways to monetize your content style list. And it's like, okay, sponsored content, Google AdSense. I wasn't getting millions and millions of views, affiliate income. And then there was this one that I was looking at and I was like, well, I haven't really tapped that yet. And this was like ebooks, courses, stuff like that. And so I started to look through all of the options, Skillshare, Udemy, Teachable. And the cool thing was I had hours and hours and countless comments of people asking me questions of things that they were struggling with, because I was just putting out this content because I was interested in this idea of like your free stuff being better than other people's paid stuff is actually a huge competitive advantage. And that's what I was effectively doing because I didn't have the knowledge of how to create productized service, create a course. I was just like, let's make a video on the 3 things that I wish I knew when I was setting up my station when I was a line cook. And it was like, oh, cool. Like these are things to keep in mind when you're creating a menu from start to finish. And so I got to this place where I was like, okay, cool. I can create the valuable content, but do I put everything just behind a paywall and call that the thing? Or is there another way to kind of do this? And you guys, again, through talking about creating challenges and really nailing in on who your specific avatar is and creating products just for them, like there's a ton of value that came from that process. And now I'm finally in a place where I have this audience and I have a product to offer them. That was the biggest frustration up until probably like 18 months ago, where I was like, I had the audience, but I had nothing to sell them. And if I was selling them stuff, quote unquote selling, it was like driving traffic to other people's businesses. It was like, hey, go buy this knife, go download this recipe software, whatever. And so that's actually a really good feeling that I've come to now.
I think to check in with what you've done here on a big picture is that you went and got expert experience. You mastered your craft and you got really good at that. And I think that's something that a lot of people try and skip because they want to get to the monetizing part. So you were fucking good at that. And then you were like, right, I'm going to get a result for people. I've identified what are the problems I had when I was going through training and what was missing. And then you were like, okay, well, I'm just going to make content that caters to that helps someone who is a chapter behind me. And as a result, because you were just authentically doing that, you built a very relevant audience. And I guess all of this kind of points to the importance of knowing your niche, because I think one mistake that a lot of coaches make is that they try and you'll have the trope of like 25-year-old male personal trainer who wants to work with middle-aged single moms because they think that's where the money is. And it's like, well, if you don't know anything about them, then you're never going to be able to create content that's relevant to appeal to them. And you're fighting uphill, whereas you're literally creating for people for whom you are one chapter ahead.
Something that we teach that a lot of people resist, which is this idea of like pre-sell or beta launch your product so that you then make the course and the coaching with customers. Because I think that the problem that everybody has, whether they realize it or not, which is what you were just describing, is like, we've all been in the position, generally speaking, we've all been in the position of like not knowing what something means, feeling confused, feeling overwhelmed. You figure that stuff out, you forget about what it was like to not know that, and then these things start to become obvious and like second nature. And then you try to teach someone who's 5 years behind where you are, and you're like, well, obviously it's just this. And they're like, whoa, like I've got no idea. And people try to make products and courses and coaching for people who are more junior than them, thinking that they can remember, but actually there's stuff that gets missed. So you're saying clients and customers are giving you feedback. What are they telling you? Like, what are you learning from this process of building stuff with customers?